As I was growing up, my grandparents are always worried about me becoming sick, whether it's from the common flu or whether it's from diseases. And so they always used to ask me, have you gotten your flu shot this season? Have you been on top of your vaccinations for school, allowing me to be in class? And they would always gripe to me about me not having my flu shots, and they'd also gripe to my parents. But I've never understood, why are they griping to me about this? Why is this so important for me to have these vaccinations and flu shots? And I never understood the importance of them until I did a research paper last year in my English class. And I chose to do childhood vaccinations. And through the research, I learned that there are many benefits to having vaccinations, and that they're very, very important to the health of not only one person, but to a group or a society as a whole, or a population. And when it comes to vaccinations, many people are worried about the safety. So I want to describe to you guys how beneficial childhood vaccinations can be. When it comes to the safety being questioned of vaccinations, you really have to analyze the definition of safe. The first definition of safe is harmless. Now when you think of something harmless, being harmless, any negative effect that is implied on a person or on an object can make that action or that object seem harmful to you. So with a vaccination, when the shot is inserted into your skin, it can cause a redness and irritation. That can lead to someone believing that the vaccination is actually potentially harmful to you. But really, many things in our daily lives are considered harmless. Because you would think that eating at lunch, you don't have any harm to you, there's no danger around you. Or if you're walking outside when it's cloudy, you never really think anything about being harmed by something around you. Well, there's a quote in an article of benefits are greater than risks, and it states that each year in the United States, 350 people are killed in bath and shower incidents. There are 200 people that die from food getting lodged in their windpipes, and there are 100 people that die from being struck by lightning. Now that makes you question, how many things in my daily life are actually harmless? And then the second definition of safe comes to it meaning being preserved from potential danger. And when it comes to being preserved from potential danger, you have to look at the danger being greater than its protection against it. So in other words, if you put it in simple terms with vaccinations, the disease must be greater than the vaccine. But really with how vaccines work, the benefits for a vaccine to be safe, the benefits must be much greater than the risks. And for you to understand this concept, I will give you an example. And the disease I will use is hepatitis B. Hepatitis B, before the vaccine had ever been established in science or presented to people, 18,000 children under the age of 10 were infected with the disease, and that resulted in thousands of deaths. Well, when the vaccine had been presented and it was used and required for infants to have, because they were the ones that were mostly infected by the disease, the amount of deaths and the amount of infections reduced significantly. And when it comes to this vaccine, when one person was vaccinated, it would protect that person along with anyone in contact with them. So their family members, their friends, or strangers they come in contact with in the street when they grow up and are walking. And then the one risk that comes with this vaccine is a severe allergic reaction known as anaphylaxis. And anaphylaxis comes with hives, difficulty breathing, and a drop in blood pressure. But the chance of you getting this severe allergic reaction from hepatitis B vaccine is 1 in 600th chance. So the risk is actually very slim. So when you compare or look at this vaccine, the benefits are much greater than the risks. So you're protecting many people, including yourself, when you get the vaccine, but then the risk that you're taking is having the 1 in 600th chance, or 600,000th chance of getting that allergic reaction. So in this case, the benefits are much greater than the risk, resulting in the vaccine being potentially safe and beneficial. And I'd like to share with you a doctor's personal story. And this doctor's name is Cosby Stone Jr., and he is a doctor that's specializing in immunology. And he grew up with a sister who had autism. And saw his family and him saw his sister's signs of autism in her motor skills throughout life, her stepping stones of life. And when he got into medical school and he was studying his immunology, there was a big discussion on an article written by Dr. Andrew Wakefield, who established an experiment and study of vaccines causing autism, which it would be the MMR vaccine. And Dr. Cosby Stone, he researched this and did his own experiments to see if there were any answers to this vaccine causing his sister's autism. And through his own experiments and research, he never found any connection. So even himself, who is specialized in immunology, he quotes that being pro-vaccinations and getting vaccinated does not endanger you or can be harmful to you. Only going unvaccinated can endanger you and everyone around you. So I'd like for you guys to go out and talk to your family and your friends to push for vaccinations to help protect from the potential danger of disease.
What is, you said what the doctor studied, immunology, what is that?
So that is like studying how immunizations can affect the body and how different substances need to be used in those immunizations or vaccines to help the body fight diseases.
You mentioned, I think you do a good job of explaining, benefits over risks being greater than the risks. But I wonder what your stance is, this idea that should it be my personal choice whether I should get this immunization or not, whether I believe that there are more risks or more benefits. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are you really can't push anybody. Like, you can push them to believe one way than another, but it is your own personal take on that. So if you see that there are more risks than benefits, then you are someone that probably wouldn't see the other side of benefits being greater than the risks.
To elaborate then on that, do you think that the government should be able to require me to have my shots before I go to school, or to work in a government job, or to do those types of things?
I myself, I believe so, yes, because when the children are going into school, many people are actually not getting their vaccinations, and that can actually increase the amount of colds or sicknesses or illnesses that students are getting in school, which causes them to miss more school days and stuff like that. And I talked about that with Shelby the other day. Her mom's a nurse, and she said that many parents don't push for their children to get their vaccinations because they don't see why they're that important or why they really need to have them. But I think it should be required.
Yes. Do you think it'll get to a point where people need to be persuaded to go and get vaccines, given some kind of incentive after getting the vaccine or something?
Yeah, I can see it coming to that because a lot of people, they really are scared of the fact that vaccines could cause autism. A lot of people push away from vaccines due to that connection that they believe is there. But really, if there becomes more and more studies, there's been recent studies debunking that connection. If people really do have the incentive, I think